you're somebody out there suffering with lupus, you probably have this knowledge of lupus, I would say, and where you've just been educated maybe on the conventional side of what it is, and that you're going to have it permanently. It's going to be there for life. I can't get rid of it. It's an autoimmune condition. It leads to more autoimmune conditions. And you're just destined for suffering. Well, there's a whole nother explanation of what it is and how to deal with it. And I think you're going to really enjoy our take on it. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, there's possibilities that are there that you just maybe have never thought of because it's hidden from you. And I want to enlighten you and teach you about this amazing body that we have and how it's actually made and what it's capable of and how it's supposed to be fixing itself, but it's not. And how to get it back there. So this sounds like something you're interested in. Stay tuned.
Hello, this is Cameron. I'm here with Dr. Chris Cormier, and today we're going to be talking about lupus. Hello, Dr. Cormier. To start simply, what is lupus in plain language?
So it's an autoimmune condition. And remember, with autoimmune, most conventional people think that it's the immune system attacking healthy cells, but we think of it differently. We think the body, the way the body is designed, you have all these trillions of cells throughout the body, and these trillions of cells, nobody has a perfect set that are all healthy. We all have cells that may be unhealthy or dying in the body. And so the more of those cells in a certain area, it could be in a joint with this particular condition, it could be in a tissue in part of your body. If some of those cells get unhealthy, my opinion is the healthy cells in the body attack those unhealthy cells, and it creates like constant problems of just pain, swollen joints, swollen lymph nodes, fever. Sometimes it causes a rash in this particular condition.
Why does lupus affect so many different parts of the body instead of just one area?
So because it's relative to how many cells in your body are unhealthy. Because remember, a healthy cell is not going to get a condition like this, or any condition really. A healthy cell is very strong. It does exactly how God intended. It's healing itself in a way. Pretend if it's a cut and you cut a healthy cell, it's going to heal. There's going to be no scar. But if you cut an unhealthy cell, it might take longer to heal and there'll be a scar. And then maybe a even more unhealthy cell, you cut it and maybe it doesn't heal. It takes forever. So that's kind of how these cells in the body work. The more unhealthy cells you have in clumps throughout your body, then the more apt they are to getting something like lupus or any other type of autoimmune condition.
Does lupus affect women, men, and younger people differently?
Not necessarily. The symptoms are going to just depend on how those cells are affected in the body. And so from, a medical perspective, the conventional route is just to lower the immune system, right? To take some pills to turn the immune system off. So that's what their thought process is. It stops attacking those areas. But we think completely different. We want to actually nurture and make those unhealthy. We want to find where they are, those unhealthy cells, and we want to get them healthier so that the body stops doing what it's doing.
Why are some people told that labs look better even when they may feel worse?
Yeah, so they're missing the cellular component we're talking about. If you're just doing blood only, it's not examining every cell in your body. So there can be some things that are missed, plenty of things that are missed by just relying on those numbers. And so if you get all your results and let's say, oh, it's great and it's doing better, but yet they still have all these symptoms, well, there's something obviously that's being missed. That's what we go after.
Yes. Why does lupus symptoms flare and settle instead of steadily improving?
So the human body is designed to heal itself, and big pharmaceutical companies don't want you to believe that. They want you to be dependent on meds for this condition for the rest of your life, right? And maybe that it's not going to go away and you're going to need more meds. But that's not really how our bodies are designed. And if you just go to general, in the concept of autoimmune, there was only a couple autoimmune conditions, like 30 years ago when I started going to school and practicing. And now there's like almost 200. I mean, they just keep giving names for these conditions. But all those autoimmune conditions mean unhealthy cells in the body that are vulnerable. They're susceptible to getting any condition like this. And just pretend if I have a bunch of unhealthy cells around this joint, well, of course, I'm going to have some pain. Something's not, your body's going to alarm you. So those cells are crying out. They need some help. So if you don't give those cells the proper help, it's going to turn even worse.
What early warning signs appear before a flare that are often ignored?
So just even an area that has a little bit of pain that doesn't feel right, sometimes people sweep it under the rug and, it's going to go away, or they'll take it over to the counter remedy that just Band-Aids the symptom, but it doesn't actually fix why that symptom started in the first place. It doesn't fix those cells. So our approach is totally different, where we're trying to figure out what's off and try to fix those cells to get them better. Excuse me.
You're good. When someone with lupus walks into your clinic, what do you notice right away that tests may not show?
So the first thing we do with this particular condition, we go through a very detailed history, and we get to know everything that they've ever experienced. So remember, your cells in your body, nobody's born with a perfect set. Everybody has genetic defects. So it's kind of hard to think about, but everybody has unhealthy cells even to start. And then from the moment you start living on planet Earth, you have 3 different stresses, right? You have physical stresses, you have emotional stresses, and you have environmental stresses. Any one of those stresses at any given time in your life can knock the health off in a group of cells. And if you don't fix those cells, then they may stay unhealthy for the rest of your life. So what we do here is go through, figure out all those stresses they've been through. Then we do a very detailed neurological exam where we get to the root of their problem. So I want you to think about your brain being wired to all those cells. It's crazy to think about the wiring, the 3-dimensional solid wiring network we have via the nervous system. So those cells, we have a method where we go, the brain and the spinal cord are here. There's 88 primary nerves that come off the brain and spinal cord like big power lines, and they branch and power up all these cells. So on the first visit, we go through and assess the power in every one of those nerves, and we tell people on a percentage like where they're powered up. The average person's in the 30 percentile range with this condition. And so it's one of those things that if you get the brain to start firing out to these cells, well, then the power supply comes back, and then those cells can do what they're designed to do, and they're not as sick.
Why does the body react before logic, reassurance, or medications changes help?
So remember, the body is designed to heal itself, and that's what Big Pharma doesn't want you to know. So literally, it's designed to heal whatever it is in your body. But this condition is one of these where it's like it's hiding in your body, and until you do the exact right things to readdress just the power supply to those cells, those cells won't heal, and they like lose the ability to heal, and they just become reliant on these medications, but those aren't really fixing that healing ability in the body. So, and it's more than just the light energy to the cells. It's oxygen, which is the number 1 ingredient in cells. It's water, which we talk about all the time, my OWL method. It's frequency and grounding. All these different things we're doing are trying to address the basic components of cell health.
What starts to change when the nervous system finally feels safe enough to settle down?
Yeah, the cells calm down. The swelling goes away. The inflammation goes away. The body says, well, I can move this joint. Wow, I don't have pain anymore in it. And that's how your body is designed to do. But you got to use the right resources and methods and techniques to be able to help. So we have all of that here at the Nerve Health Institute, where we go in, do this big, thorough history, understanding, treatment plan, correction phase, trying to get people booted back up to that 85% connected, where the brain is connected to 85%. So their symptoms are no longer there, and they're feeling fantastic. And then we have BodyChargers to help them at home with all the different methods and techniques that we have online.
Lupus is called an autoimmune disease. How often does that explain what is happening, but not why?
So again, to go back through, it is autoimmune. But remember, our definition of our explanation of autoimmune is radically different than the conventional explanation. And the way we actually treat this condition is completely different than they're treating it as well. But the body, remember, it's just these cells have lost this self-healing capacity, and we got to get that self-healing capacity to come back.
Many lupus patients only feel supported during appointments. Why does progress often stall once they get home?
So they're not nurtured, right? If you just go conventional with this particular condition, and you get home and all you have are pills. That's it. There's really nothing else. And then if you have to reach out to whoever prescribed those pills, what are they going to do? Just more pills.
Yes.
So our approach is radically different. Not only do we want to help them in our clinic if they want to come here, we want to help them at home with all the methods and devices. And we always bring up these devices. There could be nutrient deficiencies in this. We have all of that in this BodyChargers platform. We have all kinds of devices like these to be able to help reset frequency to cells. And each cell in the body has its own tunes. Like the heart cells have a different frequency than the small intestine cells. The cells in my wrist right here are different frequency than my knee. So it's like we go through life, we have all these stresses that can knock that tune off at any given time. And until you restore that tune, those cells will just stay deficient. So Einstein said in the early 1900s, frequency is going to be the future of medicine. He was right.
Amazing. We talked about BodyChargers a little bit earlier, which is your at-home program for clients. How does BodyChargers help patients build awareness of their nervous system day to day?
So it's like having a full-on education. I think a lot of what we're presenting today, hopefully it opens people's mind, right? Because if you're staying in this stuck model of drugs, injections, surgeries, maybe older type therapies that are out there, and you're not opening your brain to these new possibilities, like what we're doing at our office here, we're merging chemistry, biology, and physics. And most people just do chemistry and biology, but they don't do anything with physics. And physics, in my opinion, is the most important part in the human body. And that's, just think about it. This thing right here, the physics is, this thing is powering up all your cells. And if it's not powered up properly, those cells can't function.
How can this kind of awareness and habit building help a lupus patient before they ever come to the Nerve Health Institute?
So that's exactly why we built out BodyChargers. We have videos, tutorials, it's all about education in my mind. I have to educate people how God made this body and how it's designed to heal itself. Because I think Big Pharma's done a wonderful job of like labeling a stamp on you with a condition like this, and making you think that you're just going to be labeled with a stamp forever, and it's never going to go away, and you're going to be completely dependent on them for the rest of your life. But in my opinion, that's not true at all. Your body has the ability to heal itself. You just got to do the right things. And we have the right things for you at home. And remember, we're always adding to this. It's not going away. Literally, when you're going to BodyChargers, you can go up to the top and search lupus, and it'll pop up all the things we recommend and do for it. And then in our clinic, we'll get even more specific. If you come here, where we're able to figure out, oh my goodness, what started this was a chemical that got in through one of your joints, and we're able to actually fix that part that started it. It could have been a food or a drink. It could have been an emotional stress that started this particular condition.
Wow. We've seen public figures, including Selena Gomez, a singer and actress, speak openly about living with lupus. Why doesn't success, money, or access make this condition any easier to live with?
You know what you know, and you can only access what you can access. So that's why we're doing this, because I have to educate people that there's another bubble of healthcare that they probably have no idea about. Even the people out there with maybe endless amounts of money sometimes, they only know what they know. So this type of thing, where we're doing this informative interview, hopefully teaches people that there are options that you just don't know about, that you need to know about. Because I always tell people, this world we're in, it's not getting any easier to live in. There's too many stressors, right? Chemicals, pollutants, toxins, additives, preservatives, 5G going on 10G Wi-Fi. In addition, all the physical and emotional stresses we have. It's so much on ourselves. So you have to have all these things that we do to protect yourself, and do the exact right things, not only in our clinic, but at home.
In your clinic, the Nerve Health Institute, what are some of the more complex lupus cases that you've seen, and what do they tend to have in common? So
they all hurt really bad. I mean, that's the thing. And some more than others, some more areas than others. Some have areas that stay hot. They they just don't feel good. And we've just seen some really, really bad cases that we've been able to completely reverse and make them feel so much better, where they can function again and they can do the things that they want to do, and they don't have this permanent label that's been given to them.
Yes. If someone has been told that they have lupus and that this is lifelong, what assumption should they question first?
They should start to realize that there's another world that they don't know about. And it's like opening your brain, right? If your brain is closed off and you're like, okay, this is all I believe in, drugs, injection surgeries, older type therapies, you're probably not, you shouldn't come here, right? But if you're somebody who wants to open your brain to like, okay, I'm tired of this model and I want to think about all the other science, how God made the body, it's designed to heal itself. What do I need to do? What are the best resources to be able to do it? That's where we come in.
What keeps you working with lupus cases that others may label as stable or managed?
So the things we're doing here have endless possibilities. The body should be healing itself, and it can virtually heal itself of just about anything if you want to think of it. That's how it's designed. So when when a person comes to us, even with a bad condition, lupus like this, we have resources and methods and techniques to be able to tweak to get them better that other clinics don't have.
Amazing. What is the most damaging sentence someone with lupus can hear early in their journey?
That it's permanent, it's never going away, it's going to perpetually get worse, you're going to need more meds, and then maybe a family member will have it, it'll just keep going. But that's not the case at all. If you do the right things with this particular condition, if you manage your cells better and have somebody who knows what the heck they're doing, this condition can totally get better.
Amazing. Well, that does conclude our talk today on lupus. Thank you very much, Dr. Cormier.
Thank you.
If this podcast spoke to you, or if you feel like you have family members or friends that have these types of conditions that could benefit from this particular technology, then all you need to do is become a BodyChargers member or tell them about BodyChargers. Remember, it's our community that I created to help people at home with the best technologies in the world to be able to help you to self-heal your body at home and maximize your self-healing. So go to BodyChargers, become a member. That's the easiest way to get this done. And we look forward to serving you and your family. Also, if you want a higher level of care, we have the Nerve Health Institute you can always come to. That's our clinic where we have higher level services here to be able to help you. So I hope you enjoy, and we look forward to serving you and your family, and look forward to our next podcast.